Hello everyone and welcome once again to The View from the Midwest. In case you're wondering where the intro is, I'm going to post this video on the website that I'm writing for called bleedinblue.com. If you're a blues fan, make sure to check that out. I'll post the link down in the description. Obviously if you're watching on the website, because I'm going to embed this video, then you're already there, so you don't have to worry about anything. But until I get more information on the kind of legalities and everything, I'd rather not kind of post the intro and get anybody in trouble because of the music that I use and what have you. So let's go ahead and get straight right into this video. I'm going to be doing something hopefully on a weekly basis, and we'll see kind of how things go, if it gets kind of traction and whatnot. We're going to kind of wrap up the week that was in the NHL Central as regarding the other teams, because obviously everybody on the website is doing a very good job covering the St. Louis Blues. So let's just kind of let you know what's going on in regards to everybody else. So we're just going to kind of consolidate everything and put it right into one little place so you guys don't have to do the research, because I know you're all a bunch of lazy sons. Anyway, let's get right into it. Let's talk about the Blackhawks, because the Blackhawks were the top team coming into the Central, coming into the week, but they had a pretty bad week. They lost 3 straight, and they didn't necessarily look that good in a lot of their games. They lost on Tuesday 2-0 to San Jose. They lost Thursday 4-2 to Dallas, who ultimately ended up leapfrogging them, although they are tied for points after that week, with both teams sitting at 77 points. And then Saturday, they did get a point, but they lost 3-2 to Anaheim, who has been kind of struggling as of late. They've turned it around here and there, but they haven't been the Anaheim team that we have seen most of the season. And Chicago lost, as I said, 3-2 to them on Saturday. So they finished the week, as I said, 0-3. 0-2-1 is their ultimate record for the week. Dallas, who is now technically in first place, although, as I said, they have 77 points, along with Chicago, kind of tied in that respect. But Dallas has continued their hot streak. They ended up going 3-0-0, 4-3 win over the Wild on Tuesday, as they've really kind of made their hay in the Central Division, which is something that the Blues have done in the past. Not quite as much this year, but Dallas is really putting that effort into the division, and they get a big win over a division foe in Minnesota on Tuesday. Thursday, they had that huge win, 4-2 over Chicago, and that was a big one, really putting them back into that race for the Central Division crown. And the winner of that one is really going to put themselves in a good position, because they're going to play one of the lesser teams instead of having to play St. Louis, because if the playoffs started today, it would be whoever finished second or third playing the St. Louis Blues, because right now it doesn't look like there's going to be too much flip-flop for that third spot. So it's going to be whoever to finish second or third is going to basically end up playing each other. And then Dallas finished off their week with a 4-3 win over the Washington Capitals. And as I said, 3 straight wins have really catapulted them back into the race, really taking advantage of Chicago slipping up, as have the St. Louis Blues. I mean, obviously their week was well documented. They had a big return with Jaden Schwartz, ended up finishing off the week very nicely with 2 wins. But as I said, that has been kind of covered in the article, so let's cover the other teams as well. Colorado went 2-2-0. They had a Tuesday 3-1 victory over Vancouver. Thursday 4-3 over Ottawa. Friday was a 3-2 win over Detroit, which was fairly important for them. That one did come in a shootout, but Detroit has been kind of pushing their way up the Eastern Conference ranks, as they were trying to kind of capitalize on Florida slipping a little bit, but they weren't able to do so on that night, as Colorado, as I said, got the 2-2 tie, 3-2 in shootout, so they get the victory there. And then Sunday, they got a 4-1 victory over Buffalo, so Colorado getting a big win there. Nashville went 1-1-1, obviously a win, a loss, overtime loss. They got a point in that one. Tuesday was a 5-3 victory over Washington, as the Central Division has kind of picked off the Capitals here over the last few games. Thursday was a 4-3 loss to Tampa Bay in overtime. And that one was big because the Blues took advantage of Tampa Bay. They won 2-1. Nashville could not do the same, so that keeps the Predators in the rearview mirror of not only the Blues but the Avalanche as well. And then Nashville kind of resurged on Saturday as they crushed the Florida Panthers by the score of 5-0. Wrapping up the Central Division, the Winnipeg Jets went 2-1-0. Tuesday was a 2-1 victory, as we mentioned, 2-1 in a shootout over St. Louis. Thursday was a 6-2 loss to the Boston Bruins, and then Saturday they beat Edmonton 2-1 in a shootout as well. So their victories came in a shootout, but ultimately when you win, it doesn't matter how you did it because you get both points regardless. So looking at the Central Division standings, tied at the top with both 77 points are the Stars and Blackhawks. The Blackhawks have a few more losses as they've played 3 more games than the Stars have. So the Stars have a record of 36-15-5. Chicago is 36-18-5. Trailing them, but only 4 points now are the St. Louis Blues. So despite the fact that it was extremely disappointing to lose to Winnipeg, you get that point, and then they made real good progress in that trip to Florida, and they have put themselves back in that Central Division race, whereas they were down by 8 or 9 points just a few days ago. Now they've really put themselves back in a position to where if they keep winning, they could maybe climb that ladder and put themselves back into that top spot, because right now who's ever in second and third are almost certainly going to end up playing each other come the playoffs. The Avalanche trying to keep their playoff hopes alive. They have 62 points at 29-26-4. The Predators are right behind them, but they're slowly fading just a little bit. They are 26-21-9 with 61 points. The Wild have 56 points on the year at 23-22-10, and the Jets are still in it, but really kind of on the outside looking in with 53 points and a record of 25-27-3. So that'll do it for your weekly wrap-up, looking at the NHL Central Division. If you like this video or if you want to comment, do so in the comment section, whether you're watching on YouTube or whether you're watching on the Bleeding Blue site. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you think is going to happen ultimately in the Central Division. How's everything going to play out? Is anybody going to leapfrog the other teams? Where do you think the St. Louis Blues will finish? And we'll keep on rolling, kind of checking in with everything on a weekly basis. I'm going to try to do these more Sunday night into Monday, try to get them up by Monday morning at the latest, but I kind of came up with this idea in the late stages, so thus late Monday, that's when this video is going up. But that'll do it for the view from the Midwest. Check out some of my other videos. Subscribe on YouTube if you want. Keep checking out bleedingblue.com. We're getting some good writers and we're building that staff. There is a link, I believe it's on the Facebook page, if you are interested in writing for us as well. So get that submitted and we'll keep on churning out some great content for you. But until the next time, I'll see you then.
I remember